Smile.
Good thing I'm the talent.
Smile. Hello. It's so weird having you here.
Yeah, it's weird being here.
Okay.
Just as weird. Get some lipstick on your teeth. I think you got it. There you go. Gosh. Act like you've been here before, please.
Okay. Hello. So as you can see, I have... Wait, babe, if I'm going to do it, then you can't laugh.
Oh yeah, should be me, myself.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Be yourself. Okay.
Hello. Oh, are you doing it?
Stop.
Wait, are you going to do it or me?
Okay, you say hi first and then I'll say hi.
Hello and welcome to my channel.
But say welcome to Candace's channel.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Candace's channel.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Candace Oliver and I am so excited to be here with you today. I have a special guest and that's what Hello, this is my husband Bryan Oliver, my #1 man. I can say hi.
Hi, how are you doing? Excited to be here. Thanks, babe. Thanks for the invite.
Okay, so listen.
To my bedroom.
We're in our bedroom right now, but here's the thing. I just want to give honor where honor is due. So this man worked so hard all day today. You came home. Well, I had the kids bathed, but normally you bathe the kids.
Yes.
And we had dinner. We finished getting the kids down. We've been doing chores, all of that. And he's actually ready for bed, but he is such a trooper. I asked him to do this. And so he really believes strongly in strong marriages and empowering women and behind the mission that we're all on together. And so thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you.
Anything for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Whatever. I mean, thank you. That's so kind. But okay, let's get started. So here's the thing. This is raw. Like, it does not get more raw than this. I kind of thought about it and I had all these lists of questions kind of running through my mind. And I thought, I think the best way to go about doing this is to just free flow and conversation. So it's really authentic. It's not scripted, not planned at all. And he was like, hold on. So
we had questions to answer. Okay,
yeah.
Here we go.
He's like, so we're going to get on here, but like, you don't have any questions for me? And I was like, exactly. So with that, do you want to say anything right now?
Just I'm excited to be here and hope that each and every one of you that are watching take something to heart and that we can help you out in some way.
Yeah, and that's really our mission. Our mission is to help you in any way. We're going to have fun, but we're going to give you some nuggets of wisdom that in our short marriage, there's been so much that's happened, but we really believe that we work really hard at our marriage. And so we're really passionate about pouring, and you may not be married, you may be single, but having a man like this speak life into your singleness or your situation, it'll just help elevate your perspective. You know, it'll help bring a lot of clarity to what you deserve and what we really believe to be foundational beliefs and things that it's just personal things that we've walked through. Okay, so I did kind of jot down a couple things. I think we should maybe start with this. Like, we'll start with the fun one and then we'll kind of, you know, get into it.
Get real.
Yeah. Well, no, we're always
Marriage
real.
is fun, always.
So what is there, and this is fun for me too, because I haven't asked him these questions in a little bit. So is there, what's your biggest pet peeve of mine, like that I do?
I don't have any, but if I were to have to pick one, it's interesting sometimes when I'm at the office and it's maybe 10:30 in the morning, maybe not even 10:30, maybe it's 9:30, or maybe it's 8:30. I have just dropped the kids off at school on the times that I do that, and I get a text message and it's Candace asking what time I'm going to be home. And like with the expectation or kind of the underlying thought being that I need to hurry up and get my butt home because you know, the kids are running all over the place and she needs help. So that I'd say.
So if you had to pick one, that would be it.
Yeah.
So let me give you a little background too. Bryan and I have an interesting story. He was a single dad and I was a single mom. So he had Tatum, I had Kason, and we came together. We actually met at church. We had known each other years prior in college, and we knew of each other. We'd met each other, but there was never any, like relationship around that. I think that he probably wanted to date me.
Probably, I'm sure it did. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? I always say, had we dated, then I would have ended up messing it up, and we wouldn't be married. So God knew His perfect timing.
That's right.
Yeah.
He totally knew.
Here we are.
And so here we are. So yes, so we met.
One pet peeve only is all I have.
That's it. Only one. I mean, come on now. So we met, and then you guys, we met. And we were like, we knew. It was our first kiss. I know this may sound cheesy, but this is what happened. When we kissed on the step that day, I literally, what?
I'm just listening.
No, why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing, I'm listening.
Okay, I felt the Spirit of God wrap up around us, and God just say, you're home. This is it. And it was crazy. Nothing about it made sense. I mean, we met and we got married a couple months later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Met in May, first date in June, married in September.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And it got real.
It's crazy.
It got real because here's what happened. We blended families. So, there was stuff. We blended families. All of a sudden we were merged into this home. We just knew that it was a yes, but we still had to get to know each other. You know what I mean? It was almost like, what's that thing where they set up marriages? Like
The Bachelor?
No, like in certain countries.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like a prearranged thing.
Prearranged marriage.
Yeah, a prearranged marriage. Okay, so that's almost
So we're talking TV show.
That's almost how it felt, though. It was like a prearranged marriage, so to speak. I mean, by the Lord, of course, so we knew it was going to work, but there was a lot that had to be broken off so that we could actually have true connection. And there was a lot of other stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there were other children, there are other parents involved. And so and there were finances and just all of it coming together. And I remember there was one point where we looked at each other and we were like, what did we do? Yeah. Did you ever feel that way?
One time.
One time.
Yes, definitely, of course. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot going on.
So how do you feel that it was a lot? We'll maybe talk about that another time. Yeah. But what do you feel like really helped us in that time? Like, speak to if someone is just merging and they feel like, or maybe it's like a newer marriage, or maybe it's an older marriage where people are coming together. What do you think is valuable to share with marriages that are coming together?
So, yeah, I mean, I think just regardless if there's other kids involved or exes involved, communication. Yeah. I think that was really, really key, especially early on in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to say this bothers me, or I don't want to know if I say this maybe makes me jealous because you don't want the other person to think you're, crazy or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I think especially with us, with, with an ex that's in the picture every single day because you're effectively raising these children, together. Mm-hmm. Just really being open and honest about certain things and discussing boundaries, specifically, at least for our situation. I know that was very important because, I think, early on you can kind of hold things in or pretend like things will maybe bother you. And then, if the other person doesn't know that, then it can cause resentment and bigger problems down the road. So just good communication.
No, that's so good.
But I think that's important in any relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like really recognizing pride when it roots its ugly head. Yeah. Because there were a lot of times that he was just being so kind to me, but I couldn't hear what he was saying because my pride was in the way. Yeah. And I felt like, and so really understanding, really understanding who you are and what it is that triggers you and why it is that specific thing triggers you, and understanding, is this me? Is this my stuff? or is this him? Is this his stuff? You know, and let's really talk about how we are in communication with one another, because there were times, and it was my own, I mean, even with spending in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to do me. You know, mama's been a single mom and I'm so strong and I'm woman, hear me roar. And I was so defensive around it because there was an issue with it. I just love to spend money on, you know, buy the kids, all this stuff and whatever. And so he'd ask a simple question and he'd say, hey, like I saw that there were some new toys at the house today. And I'm like, I make...
Or new shoes.
Yeah.
On your feet.
Yeah, okay, so whatever, okay. So, or new shoes on my feet. I mean, like, who's really keeping record? Okay. So,
new purse.
Okay, no, it was never a new purse. Okay, so that's besides the point. So listen, but I remember when he'd ask me about it, I would get so defensive, and he would say something that simple, like, oh, are those new shoes? And I would respond in that defensive manner of like, I'm single, I'm coming into I'm a single woman, you know, and I've walked with this like masculinity and this femininity for so long, really the masculinity though, so it was hard for the femininity to come out. And also when the Bible talks about submitting to your husband, it's not like I'm less than, but it's coming under authority, you know, of him and understanding that he's listening to God. And it's not that he loves me so much. It's not that he's attacking me in any way. But I remember there were times when I would just get back, you know, I'm like, what are you talking about? I make my own money. And he's like, I just asked you if they were like new shoes, you know? And so what I had to learn is that my pride was coming up. I was seeing through an unclear lens. And this is really important. I think that if stuff isn't healed from the past, you can treat, right?
Yeah,
you can treat your spouse like your ex-boyfriend, or you can treat your spouse like your ex-girlfriend, and he's totally disassociated from that person. So we need to make sure that when we're getting into relationship that we are whole and that we are healed so we can actually connect. Don't you think that's true?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can't bring things from your old relationships into a new relationship. It will be a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience any kind of like jealousy with just anything in general early on in our marriage?
I'm sure early on, you know, one thing that I, you know, loved about you early on though too was that you were just such a pure, great woman that I knew that I could trust. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, especially with, again, the texting of the exes and, you know, things like that. I'm sure there were, I don't know if jealousy is the right word, but again, wanting that open communication and really understanding, okay, what are those conversations like? What does that look like? Yeah. And then, you know, again, knowing that was something that I needed to work on as well. Mm-hmm. Did you ever deal with jealousy? Oh, yeah. Really? Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Do you want me to expand? Oh, I'm the interviewer. It's your channel. So no, there were times, and it was coming from a total place of massive insecurity, just total insecurity. What are you? Oh, he's probably reminiscing about all of the crazy, ridiculous times that I was a bit extreme, and that's okay. And here's something that's really powerful. We believe in the Lord Jesus, and that's really the center of our relationship. And I'm really thankful for that because it has helped us so much to be able to release, to forgive, to pray with each other. Yeah. We really believe in praying together and praying for each other and coming to one another with, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, will you forgive me again? You know? Yeah. And it's like really being open in your communication. I think that is so powerful to be open in your communication and bring that to the table and say, hey, will you forgive me? Yeah. Like, I'm so sorry. And with a genuine heart. Yeah. And I think also, you know, just having a soft heart and forgiving too. Because especially when I remember that one of my biggest frustrations was having to forgive some of the same things It was new. It was
Yeah.
new to me. And so just being willing and wanting to forgive and being understanding, you know, relationships are not easy.
No.
We're human. So,
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. I just remember when he was talking, my prayer, especially when I can get like in my flesh and get kind of stubborn or hard-headed, my prayer is, God, show me Bryan how you see Bryan, especially in moments that I'm like super hard or frustrated or mad. You know, I think that that's really powerful. And like he said, when he's like, you've asked for forgiveness for the same thing, when is it going to change? You know, so I think that it's like marriage is such a sacred place. If we have mindfulness, right, and intentionality and thoughtfulness, like sometimes I will think about Candace and I'm like, today was so hard. I have so much going on. I have a list. He's laughing because we're being honest with you. Yeah. So he's like, you know, I'll be like, I have a list of things to do and it's me, and I didn't get anything done. And the kids were so hard today. And I just feel totally emotionally drained. And, you know, like, oh my gosh, when are you coming home? It's 10:30 a.m. And it's all about me. And in that mindfulness it's all about me. And I've neglected to think about my husband. I've neglected to think, wow, Bryan got up super early and went maybe to work out or not because,
lucky.
Because that's just the season. This is a season of life we're in. We have young kids right now. And he's working all day in a job that is stressful, you know, on some level. And it takes a lot out of him. And then he's coming home and he's exhausted. And I like throw the kids at him and I'm like totally awful to be around. You know, it's just like, yeah, I know I'm so fun. But I have my days, you know, where it's just like, ooh, wow, I'm so happy to come home to this, you know? And so I think...
Do you want me to go to the store for anything?
Yeah, he always asks if he needs to go to the store. Now that makes sense. I'm always like, that's so sweet of him. But now you just want to get...
I've got a huge heart.
Yeah.
It's never good in marriage. You never want to keep score. That's just the worst thing. One of the worst things you can do. Mm-hmm. You know, your days are hard. Mm-hmm. And I get a little sneak peek of that on, you know, Saturdays and Sundays that you know, the kids can be a lot of work. And it's much easier for me to be at the office most of the time. Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. So last night we're doing a family movie, or we told the boys to do a family movie. Beckham was obviously asleep. We had Bella and Tatum and Kaysen, and we're kind of sitting there watching it, and you're in the kitchen like making like food, or I don't even know what you're doing in there, but you weren't with us. And so sometimes I think just being able for you to be able to just kind of hang out and chill. And I recognize that when I'm home, a lot of times that's when you get to take care of the things that you weren't able to take care of. But sometimes it's you just doing other random things that don't really need to get done. And I think that, you know, both of us are making a conscious effort to try to be present with our kids. We only have them for so long. And especially with our boys where they're, you know, back and forth, we have them half the time that, you know, most people get to see their kids. And so I just feel like, you know, us being more intentional on spending that time with them, even if it's just hanging out on the couch watching a movie, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. I think this speaks to all of the perfectionists and the performance-based women who I know, just like you, I too am breaking that off. There is a level of like, I love when my house is clean, you know, like I love when there's a candle lit. Yeah, of course. No, I'm not. You know, yeah, no, of course he loves a clean house.
Like one day a week you can hang out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that this is valuable. I think this is really valuable information because our families are craving us for presence. Yes. They want our presence. Yes. And I think that as women, we tend to spread ourselves too thin, and we can give presents to our family, and that's really what they want. They just want to be with mommy, they want to be with daddy, they just want to hang out, they just want to be with us. And same with the spouses, you know, you guys you just want to be with us, you just want to hang out.
Resentment will start building up if you're not honest, and again with me, that's kind of where, when I think of vulnerability, I think it's just really being honest with the way that I feel, and about things that may bother me, and things that I might like too, things that you know, I enjoy about being in a relationship and all of that. So
yeah, my mom told me, so one of her really good friends is a marriage counselor, and she said, you know, it's really unfortunate because people who are married come to me when it's too late. And so in the early stages of our marriage, we did a lot of counseling with, you know, remember Stephen and Michelle? Yeah. We did a lot, and it was very, very, very powerful. We believe strongly in, you know, having a person that you trust who loves the Lord, if that's, you know, where you're at in your life, to really help speak life into your marriage. And that's another thing, is surrounding yourself with other people who are really wanting to be the best version of themselves, because they're going to call out the best version of your marriage. And so we surround ourselves with other couples who we deeply respect and deeply admire, and we make intentional decisions around what we're listening to together. Yeah. We love to be able to read together. We love to be able to pray together. We love to be able to do our devotions together. We're growing together. But in that, we also have our individual time to grow. It is so important for Bryan to grow, and we are not in control of each other. You know what I'm saying?
No.
In the very beginning of our marriage, I feel like we almost might have, for me, maybe not you, but for me, I was very much a control freak, and I wanted to control even the way that he perceived me, and I wanted to control just everything. I mean, I was not able to like relinquish anything and understand he loves me because he loves me because he loves me because he loves me. Stretch marks and all.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we as women can be so hard on ourselves and look at that one little stretch mark or that one little thing and be like, he thinks I'm ugly. He's totally like, you know, that is, from a guy's perspective, when a female talks too much about her image and complains about it, is that a turn on or a turn off?
That's a turn off.
Okay. Talk about that.
That is a turn off. Well, just, I mean, and I see you and I recognize, you know, you have had children, and there's certain things that you know, maybe a way that your body used to look and it doesn't look the same. But as you mentioned, like, I love you for all that, and you're beautiful, and I love you just the way that you are.
Thanks,
and so when you're talking about, you know, any of that for an extended period of time, over and over and over, I don't know, it's annoying.
I'm not offended.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing. We don't need to, it's okay, I get it.
Sugarcoating it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's kind of annoying.
It's just like, why you stop.
Oh, yeah.
Being and giving yourself permission to have healthy correction and not be offended. Like, don't be easily offended. Like, your partner is for you. I have to remember that. Sometimes when I'm wanting to fight or just like, you know, Bryan's always like, hey, babe, we're on the same team. You know, like, we are fighting for this together. We are on the same team. So I don't know if you guys have done the 5 love languages, but it's really powerful for you and your partner to do this. But men want to fix, and women just sometimes want to be heard. And so that goes like this, right? Don't you think that can kind of go like this, where we're just like, there's a total disconnect? Because I'll be like telling Bryan about something and he's offering ways to fix it, and it makes me more mad. Because I'm like, dude, like, I just want to talk to you, and then I want you to say to me, oh my gosh, I totally acknowledge you. That must have been really hard, Candace. Wow. And he's like, well, what about this? Or what if we do this? Or, you know, we can, here's a strategy, you know, here's a strategy we can use. And I'm like, what? No, you missed everything. You know? And so, but he's gotten really good about saying, do you want feedback?
Do you want me to give feedback, or do you want me just to
listen?
To listen.
And I love that, Because I'm like, I just want you to listen. I don't want feedback.
And then I sometimes give feedback anyway, but I try to just listen.
Because that's what women want. We just want to we just want to talk and release it and then have you acknowledge it and bada bing, bada boom, like everything is done. But what happens when a man goes ahead and puts his fixer mentality on the situation, we don't feel heard. And that is a problem. That's an issue. And so in that, how can women communicate with their men so that they're heard?
I think it's more just the man understanding, again, what the woman or, and every woman's different too. I think though that, what you're talking about is something that most couples or relationships deal with. I remember there was a little video about the nail in the woman's head, and the guy's like, just take the nail out of your head. And then the woman's like, all you do is just try to fix things. And so I know sometimes, for the men that are watching this, you just gotta listen.
Yeah.
Again, it's not really much about what the woman, how she needs to change things, but just the man just understanding that sometimes that's all you want.
I want to talk about something that I think is really important that I believe has a lot of validity. Not trying to change your partner. Yes. Really loving them and embracing them for who they are and what they're growing through. What we focus on, we water. And what we water grows.
Yes, it's good.
So what is it that you're focusing on with your partner? Is it all of those little annoying, stupid things? Because that's going to grow bigger and bigger. Or are you acknowledging, just like with our boys, we started giving them warm fuzzies for
we started with Bella.
Yeah.
She was sleeping in her own bed, so it worked with her. So we figured, okay, if it works with our, almost 3-year-old, maybe it'll work with our 10 and 11-year-old. So we're on our way.
Yeah, we're on our way. And so what we're wanting to do, because we felt like we were just like, don't do this, don't do that, stop doing this. And what we want to do is acknowledge the good behavior. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for helping with your brother and sister. Thank you so much for helping bring the groceries in. Here's a warm fuzzy, and 3 warm fuzzies equals $1. So they're in it together. They're working on it together. So there's no competition there. But in your marriage or in your relationship, really focusing on the good. Talk a little bit about work-life balance, like work-life church activity. We have so much going on. We have the home church. We have all of our kids' activities. We have a lot happening. So is there balance in that, in your opinion, or how does that?
No, we're that's something that we're still working through.
Like figuring out date nights.
Yeah, it's
date nights are important.
I don't know that we're the best people to give advice on that right now, honestly.
Yeah. No, I think that's honest.
It's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll when we do figure it out one day, hopefully soon.
If that's even a thing, you know what I mean? Like
maybe I don't ever figure it out. I don't know.
I don't know if you ever figure that out. I think that we're just in a season of growth right now and increased capacity, and in that, making sure that our family is united. Just always constantly planting seeds into our kids with the things that we're releasing out of our mouth. There's power in your words, friends. And so what you're releasing in your household is powerful, more powerful than you could even imagine. You will hear your kids start repeating things back to you. They see what your relationship looks like too. And I think that that's why a date night is so important to protect, because the kids will honor and respect that. And kids are visitors. Kids are going to leave, hopefully, after 18 years, and you have your spouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to pour into our marriages.
Yeah, our marriage,
not have to, we get to.
Yeah, we get to. And even with our kids, too. Our family is our first church. Mm-hmm. And we're really good about saying that. But I think, again, growing in spending more family quality time. And even as I said earlier, watching a movie together, it doesn't need to be, anything
extravagant
crazy.
Trip.
Yeah, I think when we look back at life, and we all hear this probably from so many different people, that we're never going to sit there and say, oh man, I wish I would have worked more
Yeah. I am so thankful
I'm
for you.
thankful. That was really, really fun.
This was out of Brian's comfort zone for sure.
Yes.
I mean, this was out of his comfort zone. So I appreciate you for coming on and doing this. And I know this is going to bless a lot of people.
Well,
And I hope inspire a lot of people as
Yeah.
well to really pour into their marriages because they're important. Does my breath stink?
no,
Oh, he was just looking at me like, it smells pretty bad.
no.
Oh, it smells so bad right now. That's fine. Okay. That's a whole nother thing, like passing gas in front of your partner and just parenting and all of that. But we hope this blesses you. We love you guys so much. So
Next
thankful.
time, we're going to have the channel about passing gas. No?
Oh, no. Some girls don't do that.
No.
I didn't.
You do not do that.
I never did that.
You do not do
I
that.
did not. I did not do that
You
in the
will not do
beginning.
that.
I did not do that in the beginning of our marriage, and then I don't know what
It was
happened.
a good,
A good
month.
run.
that was a good run.
That was a good run.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, so stay focused. Okay, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and we will have weekly videos that come out to bless you, to inspire you, to empower you, and have an incredible week, you guys. Talk soon.
Bye. Thank you.